Welcome to Burning Questions. A big show lined up. We're going to focus heavily on Saturday night's meeting from Melton. Helping me dissect the card and take a deep dive is three fantastic looking men. I might start with the best looking one of them all. It's Andy Gath. Great to have you on the show, Andy. And after a couple of near-death illnesses, how have you bounced back from that lovely 3-week holiday in WA?
No, the holiday was good. The sickness after getting home wasn't that great, but I bounced back to do Burning Questions this week and happy to be back on.
Good man. The bank balance is probably looking a little bit healthier than when you left, so that's a good result. James Herbertson's been very kind. He left Lexington nice and early for us. He's just pulled up in the car park at Shepparton. Have you ever been this early to the trots, Herbie?
Oh, very rarely when I'm just going by myself. I'm usually pushing the limit as you do, but no, it's a little bit wet here tonight, so it might be a bit of a long night at the office, but it's a pleasure to be on Burning Questions with you guys.
Well, my little fella's just bypassed the wet weather for Auskick tonight. He's not really a wet weather footballer. Are you a wet weather driver, Herbie, or not?
No, I love just driving in the dry, and I love playing footy in the dry. I like that quick, fast footy, and I like the quick, fast racing. So the sand in my face, I don't really appreciate it too much.
No, we've got one hard nut in the show, and it's Joe Pace. Welcome to the show, Joe.
Good evening, fellas. How are you doing?
Going well. Really appreciate you all jumping on. Let's get stuck right into it. Pride's Easy Feed stand as a proud supporter of the harness racing industry with their set recipes and quality ingredients to give the trainer confidence in what they're feeding. So make the switch to Pride's and start getting the result you've been chasing. There's a first four jackpot in the free-for-all pace. So who do we anchor in this tricky little race? It's the first event on the card, 5:24 p.m. James isn't involved in it, but if you got some thoughts, Herbie, it's a great race. And I think Triple Eight's currently holding favouritism. Who do you think wins the opener?
Yeah, well, he probably deserves to be favourite. The race sort of shapes up a little bit like a race probably that's in terms of horses that are in it. Ideal Escape's run 3 starts here. I think it was at Melton he led, and I think you'll find the top here again. Whether they hand up to Yambuckian or not, it's probably a little bit interesting to say. He led and got a very easy first half and ripped home a very quick last half, and Triple Eight was able to sit 3 wide that last half and still beat him. So really Triple Eight had no right to win that race, but the horse is airborne, and the whole team's airborne. Craig and Jess's team, they're just winning everything. So whether it's across the the Tasman, into New Zealand or around Australia, they're just doing a great job. So the race it's a little bit tricky because he's still going. Triple Eight's still going to be close enough to them if Ideal Escape does hold up. But if he lets Yambuckian go, well, they can probably be a little bit solid at tempo through the middle and make it a little bit harder for Triple Eight. But then he's going to be a length closer. So yeah, I'd say the races at Triple Eight's it's in his favour, but he's still going to need to be very good. Yeah,
it's a really good race. Might go to you, Andy. You've got the 2 runners, Tango Tara drawn barrier 2, Yambuckian barrier 4. Kate takes the drive on Tango Tara, Jordan Leadham, Yambuckian. Who's the picky or 2, first of all?
Well, I have a different view. I think Tango Tara's got really good gate speed, and I think he can hold Ideal Escape and he can hold Yambuckian. So I think he'll be first to defence if Perfect Stride chooses to hand up. So, it just depends how hard he's worked, but he's held some pretty quick horses out before when he's drawn good. He doesn't draw that good very often, so people probably don't realise what good gate speed he's got. So I expect that Tango Tara, if he can find the pegs, he's going to be pretty hard to beat, but Triple Eight's the one that what performance you're going to get, even though it's the back row over the short. He's in career best form, and so's the stable. So he's if you're going to anchor one, he's the one I'd be anchoring Triple Eight. But I think Tango Tara will be on the fence before Yambuckian.
Okay, I haven't looked at the prices recently, but he'd be $5 or $6, wouldn't he, Tango Tara, Andy?
Yeah, I think he's second favourite at $5, but it is a pretty even and tricky race. So just because I think how it maps doesn't mean it'll be right.
Joe, all this talk of early speed and different leaders is probably what you want. Supreme Dominator draws barrier 11 outside back row. He's first up from a break. I guess, first of all, is he coming to the races ready to win, or do you expect he might be sort of struggling first up in this hot little field?
Well, look, he hasn't been around for some 11 months now, and even that his trials have been quite good. I think you can't beat match fitness. So, look, if Adrian decides to pull the left rein and sort of follow through and get the runs in the middle, with a hot tempo up in front, look, he could be 1, 2, or 3. If not, and then whatever he does, we know that he's going to improve with that run. Yeah.
Did he have a problem, Joe, or you just needed a break?
No, look, he done a suspensory branch, and so we gave him some, I think, 5 to 6 months off, just let everything settle down. He's good now. Like, you still got to be very cautious with him. I think he's rising, or well, he's an 8-year-old, and you just got to sort of treat him like a broken down horse. So he's done a lot of walking, he's done a lot of swimming, a lot of jogging, a lot of pace work. So far, so good. So we just keep our fingers crossed.
Combining the power of results and horse sectionals, with Sulky app, you now have access to gate speed, swooper, ability, and behaviour ratings. Never miss a trainer, driver, or gear change again. Sulky app is a form guide revolution. Back from a break. Should the punters look to pass, or will the stamper simply have too much class? We'll hold you till the end here, Joe. This question relates to race 2 on the card, 6:03 p.m. and largely around Harry Stamper, the Group 1 winner, who is back at the races. I might go to you here, Andy. You've got Chinese Whisper in the race, barrier 9 for him. Maybe a thought on him, and then maybe a bit of a synopsis of the whole race for us.
Yeah, I think he's racing very well, Chinese Whisper. He's the type of horse he needs everything to go his way. Someone chopped him off at the start last week and took his spot, and nearly got home by doing it. Good on you, Herbie. But yeah, no, he hit the line really good, Chinese Whisper. But yeah, he's going well. I think he's got a good each way hope. But I think Herbie's drive, Sebastian's boy, and Joe's horse Harry Stamper are clearly the best to win it, and 2 progressive trotters. So even though they're drawn the back row, the race probably lacks a little bit of depth off the front row. A couple drawn wide off the front row that go quite well too, but they're definitely the 2 to beat. Not sure if Herbie had the choice of drives or Joe decided for him, but I'm sure they'll both be finding at the finish.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you, we'll hold you to last, Joe. Herbie, Sebastian's boy, he was outstanding last week. 4 back the pegs. He flew home, just missed Olivici. He's in front of him clearly, a metre after the post. You must have been thrilled with that performance, and no doubt he can win this race on Saturday night.
Yeah, right. I was thrilled with him. The second driver at the Andy Gath stables wasn't too thrilled with me early, but first in best dress to 4 fence at Melton. But he really sprinted quite well, and he still had the plugs in. But at the end of the day, he was doing his best work. When I come back to scale and I asked the steward what the margin was, it was a nose, and I thought, geez, you don't have to be stiff to be you don't have to be dead to be stiff. So it was. I was very happy with the performance, but I was quite shocked he didn't get there. But look, he's drawn where he needs to draw this week, being out of the draw. As Andy said, the front row probably lacks a little bit of depth, and there's a couple of horses out wider that do have quite a lot of ability, but they're probably a little bit out of form. So it's not a bad race for him. It's just he's just going to need a little bit of luck in running. But hopefully I can get a nice trail into it on the bloke on his back, and hopefully out ping him up the straight. But I've got full confidence in the horse's ability.
I don't know whether it was your choice or not, Herbie. Who do you want to drive, Harry Stamper or Sebastian's boy? If we're starting again, they're all trained by Tim O'Connor. Who do you want to drive?
Well, fortunately, Joe sent me a text and he said if you'd like to stay on Sebastian's boy and keep the drive on him, I'm more than happy to jump on Harry. So he's a very nice horse to sit behind, and he gives you a bit of a tingle down your spine when he does let down, and he's just got such a lovely gait, and I can't blame Joe for wanting to experience that in a race. So he always does switch on a bit more in the races compared to the trials. So luckily took my decision out of the, because it was giving me grey hairs thinking about it. So
Any
it took my decision out of it.
was there any follow up? I'm more than happy to stick with Sebastian's boy this week, providing I get back on.
No, well, you just got to play it as it comes. But Harry's got some nice races coming up that we're looking at. So things will work out in the end.
Good stuff, Joe. First of all, will Herbie get back on Harry Stamper at some point, providing he does the right? He doesn't knock you off as Sebastian's boy on Saturday.
Well, if he knocks me off on Saturday, he won't.
Simple as that. Talk us through you were happy. I don't know if you've driven him in a race before. Have you? If you haven't, you must be quite excited to get behind him again.
Yeah, look, I haven't driven him in the races before. I've driven him in a lot of trials, and I do all of his track work. He's just one of those quirky horses where he can get on his toes, and you just got to understand him, just work with him, not against him. He's a horse that he can let down very quick. He's got a good turn of foot, and you can't sort of just let him run and use all that speed. You just got to time his speed. So I thought I'll sit on him and seeing that I know him quite well and go from there. Yeah.
Is he ready to win on Saturday night, Joe? He's had a couple of trials. He won his last, I can remember. He might have won his last two. But he's, how confident are you on Saturday night? Give us a rating out of 100. How confident are you that he can win?
Oh, look, you can never be confident going into a race. And the thing is, look, I'll probably say I'm 95% confident. His work at home has been excellent. His last trial at Geelong, he trialled against a couple of nice horses and one of Andy's horses, and we came home in a 56 and a half. And we actually stayed off the pegs at Geelong. The track was chopped up and we elected to stay off the fence. So to come around in a 56 half around Geelong, it's quite impressive.
Yeah, no, good stuff. Good luck with him. Good luck all involved in the Randvet Trot Race 2 on the card. Logical Staffing Solutions provide labour hire and recruitment services to the transport, warehousing, automotive and manufacturing industries. A logical solution for your staffing needs. It's great to welcome back Son of Mac, but will this be a winning return to the track? He goes around for Kyle Marshall in race 5, the first leg of the quaddie, the hip pocket Castlemaine pace. Andy, your thoughts on Son of Mac? You would have known a lot about him before he come across from New Zealand. Is he, is this a really good starting point for him, or do you think he runs into a couple of other nice types that might be able to get him first up?
Yeah, there's no doubt he's a quality horse. He's one of our better 3-year-olds last season, and I think he's had a little bit of a setback, but his 2 trials have been really good. You expect this horse is going to get to 3-4 level and sometime during his career and going to be a high, well above average horse. So it's a race it's quite a winnable race, even though he's drawn the back row. A couple of nice horses, in the race that haven't had a lot of starts, so there's a little bit of a question mark on them. But, I think Kyle will be disappointed if it doesn't get the job done on Saturday night in this field. I think, he's a quality horse going forward. And, I expect that he'll be winning this race. And
Beach Hopper, any sneaky hope he's going okay?
Yeah, probably big, drawn a bit wide. We don't sort of generally use him early, and yeah, it's a little bit harder than last week. So, he could run a place, but I couldn't see him winning the race.
Might go to you, Joe. You're not involved in this race, but you would know a bit about Son of Mac, and it's a good little race. Do you expect him to win on Saturday night for Kyle Marshall?
Look, I really do think so. He trialled well against Just a Little Sip at Geelong. He ran 4th in the trial, but he pulled out down the back straight, and he sort of put the pressure on us a little bit. We went 155 mile rate, 55 half, and he stuck to his guns well. And Terry and Outlaw Man, we ran 1, 2, and 3. So he followed up at Geelong at Tabcorp trials, and I think he went at 53 or 54. So look, I think he's fit enough to do the job.
Yep. Herbie, you're on Shanlou for Emma Stewart, barrier 4. Are you a sneaky hope? And also talk us through what your thoughts might be through the early stages. There's a little bit of speed under you, Climenis, Kiang, Tokyo.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky little front row there. I didn't blast off the gate last week, hoping to work to the front without doing a whole lot through the early stages. For the fact of the sit sprinters that were going to be close enough to me. So, she was still honest last week, and the camp, they sort of just want to be able to get some consistent racing into her. So, I'd say she'll be a little bit better again this week. But it is a bit of a tricky race in terms of the front row and where we're going to end up early and how much work we're going to have to do. So, I wouldn't be counting her out, but a horse like Son of Mac, as you say, his trial form's quite good there, and a lot of those horses you've spoken about are free for all horses, or getting to free for all grades. So it sounds like he's trialled quite well, and I saw the Melton trial. I didn't see the Geelong trial, but I'd say he'll run a pretty good race. He's got a lot of ability, and Cole knows what he's doing. So he's got a lot in his favour.
Yeah. I thought the trials were good. I wasn't blown away by them. I thought he might be a touch vulnerable. I like Kiang Tokyo as a horse. If he found the front, he'd be really hard to beat, I reckon. Good race. Don't know if I want to take the shorts about Son of Mac, but it's all price dependent. Great to have him back at the races. The fourth and final question. Andy and Norm have added to their team. So which of the ex-Kiwis will make them beam? We'll leave you to last, Andy, and feel free to sort of whip through these boys. We're probably really guessing. It all comes down to Andy's insights here. But do you know much about Quaddy VC, which I reckon is one of the great names, Quaddy VC, or Hanover to Moon? Herbie, any insights, any whispers around the traps about these two?
To be honest, I don't know either horse from Adam. All I can say is, they've struck some. If they're nice horses that are going to go through and do a job in town, then they've probably found a couple of okay races for them. But there's still some good form leading into the race, into both races, and they're going to have to be still quite good to win in town first up. You see with the horses that Andy brings in. Sometimes they do go straight through and go bang, bang, bang. Horses like Classic Mission and the like that won straight away. But then you've got other horses, say like I think Terry, took him a couple of starts in town to win one. So it's a bit hard for me to say, but I'm sure they're there for a reason.
Any chance you can knock Quaddy VC off with Operative Line? Tricky draw, but the form around Perfect in Pink looks all right. Yeah,
look, he's been going great. He's just always seemed to come up with average draws. He finally got a good draw last week, and he ran a really good second to.
Sorry, Captain Hammerhead it was. Sorry.
Captain, You're right. Captain Hammerhead, and that form was Frank the week after. So when he's on the fence and gets a good run there, he's quite dangerous. But he can earn money nearly every week if he was able to draw well, but more often than not, he doesn't draw well. So it sort of takes him out of the race. But, there's plenty of others there that have, ticking along well down in town, and they're still going to have to be quite good to beat them.
Sorry, Captain Hammerhead was that race that you ran second in with Operative Line, and he came out and won really impressively the week after. Joe, I know you keep a good eye on racing from New Zealand. Quaddy VC, Hanover to Moon, have they ever come across your desk?
Look, I've seen Quaddy VC go around a couple of times. Hanover the Moon, he trialled against Harry Stamper, and I just love the way how he looks. Nice, big, strong horse. He's got gate speed. He could, I think, if Geordie could wanted to, I reckon he could have held me out. He's a nice, big lump of a horse, nice stride. And he was breathing down my neck, turning for home. I think Harry just had a little bit too much zip for him, but he stuck on really, really well. From barrier one, I do like him. I reckon he'll give Brett Lilly's filly a run for its show.
Virginia Clowers. Good push, Joe. Andy.
Sorry,
Andy was looking for a price there, but not to be. Andy, give us the insights. Any idea where Quaddy VC got his name? That's a ripper.
No, not really. Obviously the VC comes from his stay in Washington VC, but the Quaddy I don't know. So depends what race he's in. It's either early Quaddy VC or principal Quaddy VC.
Early Quaddy VC.
No, he's a nice enough horse. He was probably a pretty good 3 and 4 year old in New Zealand, and one of those horses that sort of lost his way a little bit. His overall form last 10 starts hasn't been too bad. He's sort of run a few places without being able to win. Got pretty good gate speed. Probably likes a real high speed, but he's pretty strong. He's sort of racing out of his class a fair bit compared to his rating. He's only 60 rated. A lot of these are sort of up in the 80s and 70s. So taking a little bit of a hit there, with his class at the moment. But if you could find the fence, I think he'd be a really good each way chance. He's a nice, honest horse. He's always thereabouts and tries really hard. So expect that if opportunity arises, he can win. And the other one, the Trotter, he was a little bit crazy when he first came. He's starting to settle down now. He has got really good gate speed, but he's in a stand on Saturday night, and he's only ever won from the stand. I think 90% of his runs have been from the stand. Generally pretty safe away. Used to racing over long distance, and again, nice honest horse that's got a good winning hope. Okay.
So you head to the races with those two, optimistic more than confident?
I'm confident they both can run really good races, but they don't give races to you at Melton on Saturday night. You've got to earn them, and you've got to be going pretty well. So I'm sure if they don't win this week, win's not too far away from them.
Yeah, good stuff. Good insight, boys. Joe, this is where you make a name for yourself. It's the Sharps Bakery Best Bets, and I've come armed with a few stats here. Well, actually, I might go to you quickly, Herbie. I know you've got to get to a race shortly at Shepparton, but every person I have on here, I ask them if they've had the vanilla slice from Birchip, and they all go, "Oh, I don't think I have yet, blah, blah, blah." I know you're an avid supporter of the vanilla slice at Birchip. Tell us how good they are.
Oh, they're very good. Driving around the countryside, you do get to try a lot of bakeries. A few that come to mind are, the Bridgewater Bakery. They're very good too. The vanilla slices from there, and a couple of local ones like the Beaufort Bakery is quite good, and the Avoca Bakery. But the Birchip's sort of a step above. You can bite into it, and it doesn't go everywhere, and it just holds itself together quite nicely. So unfortunately, we don't get to go through Birchip very often to get one on the way through. But definitely, if you get the chance, I'd be grabbing one.
A good push there. We might have to edit all those other bakeries out unless they're going to cough up money for a sponsorship, Herbie. But good push on Birchip. I'm told there's a population of 700 people, and the Sharps Bakery boys sell 35,000 vanilla slices a year. Quite outstanding, incredible. So great to have them on board as a sponsor of Best Bets. Joe, as I said, this is where you make a name for yourself. Tip us a winner, son.
Look, I think 888. I think he'll have just a little bit more class than for us Saturday. So I'll go 888.
888, yeah, I think he's a really good chance. He's about $2.80. So 888 for Joe. Andy, what do you like on Saturday night?
Yeah, I'll stick with one of mine. I've got a fair few runners and all got some hope, but I think Classic Mission be able to bounce back after his last start under par run. So I think it's a chance of finding the pegs, and I think it'd be pretty hard to beat.
There's obviously, or was there something wrong with him, or just a flat tyre and a few other things?
Yeah, probably a combination of a few things. But his work since has been really good, so I expect him to be back to his best.
Yeah, haven't seen a price, but $2.60 here according to Craig Rail. Herbie, what do you like on Saturday night?
It's a bit tricky for me because I liked Classic Mission as well. Sort of dropped back in class a little bit in that race, but I'll have to go with Sebastian's Boy. I'll just show a little bit of confidence there, and stick with him. He's such a quick horse, and he's got so much ability. I think he can overcome the draw with a little bit of luck, but we do need that luck.
Okay, good luck on Saturday night with Sebastian's Boy. Good luck getting back on Harry Stamper. I'm going to go with race 6, number 1, Ludicrous for Kate Hargreaves, Lisa Miles, Darren Carroll in the ownership. This horse just draws beautifully, going really well. I reckon we'll get $1.80, $1.70, somewhere around about that. And looks a pretty good anchor job in the second leg of the quaddie. So Ludicrous for me. Thanks, boys. Really appreciate you jumping on. Joe, good luck on Saturday night.
Thank you for that.
And you too, Andy.
Thank you.
And good luck tonight, Herbie, and also right across the weekend. Thanks for jumping on. Go the Bombers.
That's it. Thank you very much, mate.
Thanks, boys. That has been Burning Questions Main 9. Tune into trotsvision.com.au on Saturday night for the big meeting from Melton. There's a first 4 jackpot on the opening race, projected pool of 50,000. So get involved. I'll be back next Friday with another edition of Burning Questions.